Hi all, welcome back. So far we were talking about or discussing how to retrieve data that satisfy some specific condition. You wrote year of event equal to 2011 will retrieve all the data that satisfy the condition. Say you will get all the record that satisfy the where condition, and if you are looking for some data that are not equal, that will give another set of data. But so far we were specifying exactly what we are looking for. Say we are looking for a data that is either 2011 or exactly 2011. But what if we want to specify some pattern? Say we are looking for a data that start with A or that start with AB or some pattern, or the data contain AB or some word important or something specific. We are not specifying exactly what are we are looking for. We are specifying some pattern. Say that the data contain A or B or the word or and or something. In that case we could use like operator. So the data is like, then we need this data. So you could use two wildcards. Say you could use percentage. So if you are using percentage, means any character, any 1 or 0, 1 or multiple character, and you could use underscore. So if you are specifying underscore, means exactly one character you are looking for. But if you are looking for something, doesn't matter what, if you are specifying or looking for something, you could use percentage, and if you are looking for exactly one character, you could use underscore. By using these two, we could retrieve the data in any pattern. Say let's see how we could retrieve some data that start with A. Say if you want to retrieve some data that start with A, you will specify A, then percentage. Percentage means after that any number of characters, 0, 1 or more character, but the data should begin with A, because we specify A percentage. A percentage means data should begin with A, after that any number of character, any character. So we want to retrieve those data that begin with A, and if you are looking for a data that begin with B, we will specify B percentage. So if you are looking for some data that begin with B, we will specify B percentage. So if you are looking for a data that begin with H, you should specify H, then percentage. Percentage means any characters after that. So if you are looking for data that begin with BA, you should specify BA, then the percentage. So you are looking for some data that begin with BA, then any number of characters. So similarly, you could specify at the end. Say you want to retrieve some data that should end in A. So you specify percentage, then A. So you are looking for some data that end with A. And if you are looking for some data that end with double A, you should specify any character that begin or at the beginning, but the end of the data should be double A. So you are looking for some data that end with double A, so percentage double A. And if you are looking for some data that end with ABC, you should specify percentage, that means any data, then it should be end with ABC. So you are looking for some country value that end with ABC, then you should specify percentage ABC. Similarly, if you are looking for some data that contain or a word or anywhere, say at the beginning, at the middle or at the end, you should specify percentage or percentage. And if you are looking for some data that contain a word or a two character BA, you should specify BA at the middle, say percentage any character, then a word BA, then any character after that. So you are looking for a BA in any position, you should specify percentage BA percentage. Similarly, if you are looking for a data at the second position, you should specify first character by using a underscore. So if you specify one underscore, that means any one character should be there. Then the second character we are looking for A. So you are specifying any one character should be there. The second character should be A, then any other character. Percentage means any other character. Similarly, if you are looking for a B at the second position, we will specify percentage, then the second character should be B, then any other character. So you are telling percentage, then underscore, that means one character, then B, that means second character should be B, then any other character. Similarly, if you want to find B at the third position, first you should specify one underscore, that means one underscore or one character should be there, but we are looking for B at the third position, so you should specify one more underscore, that means two characters should be there at the beginning, then the third character should be B, then any other character. So we are looking for a B at the third position. Similarly, if you are looking for a data that contain at least 3 characters and it should start with A, then you should specify it should start with A, then there should be, or at least there should be 3 characters. Then in that case you have to specify one underscore, that means there should be 2 characters, and one more underscore, there should be 3 characters should be there. Then if you specify percentage, means any other number of characters, so at least 3 and there might be more. And if you are looking for a 4 character that begin with B, you should specify B at the first, then one underscore, that means 2 character, one more underscore, that means 3 character, and one more underscore means there should be 4 character minimum. Then we are specifying a percentage, that means any number of character can be appeared, so at least 4 is required, then you should specify 3 underscore. And if you are looking for exactly 4 character word, you should specify just B, then triple underscore. And if you are looking for a data that begin with A and end with A, you should specify something like this: A percentage A. That means the data should begin and end with A, and there could be any other character in between. And if you are looking for some data that begin with A and end with B, you could write A percentage B. That means any data that can be appeared in between, but the data should start with A and end with B. And if you are looking for a data, say, that begin with C and end with A, you should specify C percentage A. So let's see how we could execute all of them one by one. So we are looking for some data that begin with A and any other character at the end. So I'm going to write this command and execute. So you will get around 10 records, and if you are looking at the data, you could see all the data are begin with A. So Argentina, Australia, all the data are begin with A. So the country like A. Then percentage, which means any data that begin with A should be retrieved. Similarly, if you are looking for a data that begin with B, we will specify country like B percentage. And if you execute, you will get all the records that begin with B. So there are 16 records are there, and if you go through the data, you could see all of them are begin with B. Similarly, if you are looking for a data that begin with H, you could specify H. So if you execute country like H percentage, you will get all the records that begin with H, but there is no records that satisfy this condition, so you won't get any records. But if you are looking for a country that begin with F, you simply specify F percentage, and if you execute, you will get all the 4 country that begin with, or the name begin with F. Similarly, if you are looking for a data that begin with BA, then you should specify country like BA percentage, and if you execute, you will get all the 4 countries that begin with BA, which include Bahrain, Bangladesh and other countries. So if you are looking for a data that end with A, you should specify A at the end, and the percentage means any character before A. So if you execute, you will get all the country that name end with A. So there are some 65 countries are there, and if you go through the data, you could see all the country names are ending with A. So there are 65 records are there, and all the country names are ending with A. So you should specify A at the end, and before A you should specify percentage, which means any number of character or any character. And if you are looking for some data that end with double A, you should specify double A, and you will get 0 records because there is no record satisfy this double A condition. So if you are looking for some data that end with IA, you should specify %IA, country name or country like %IA. That means any country name that end with IA. And there are some 32 records are there. So you will get all the 32 records that end with IA. Now let's look at the data that contain OR. So you are looking for some data that contain a word called OR anywhere. Say you are looking for some data that contain a word OR anywhere in the data. So you could see we have OR at the beginning or at the end, and we don't have any data that begin with the OR. So you could see at the middle there is OR, and at the end there is OR. There also we have some OR at the end, and here also we have some OR or 2 character OR at the middle, Jordan. So this is the one way of achieving that. Similarly, if you are looking for some data that contain NG at the middle, somewhere in the data, you should specify %NG. And if you execute this query, you will get all the records that satisfy this condition. And there are some 10 records are there. So you could see all the 10 records that contain NG, Bangladesh and some other country, Singapore, all contain the word or 2 character NG altogether. Similarly, if you are looking for a data that begin with any character, but the second position it contain A, so you should write _A. 1 character should be there, then the second position should contain A, then any other character. So you should specify % at the end, and the data should begin with the _ any character, and there should be A at the second. So you will get some 42 records. So we have some 42 records, but if you go through the data, you could see all the data contain A at the second position, or second character is A. So if you are looking for a second character B, you should specify _B. And if you execute _B, then %, you will get all the country that contains second character as B. And there is no country which have the value B at the second position. So if you are looking for some other, say E, if you specify E, you will get all the country name that have the second character as E. Similarly, if you are looking for a data that contain third position as O, say Georgia have third position O, you should specify 1 _. So 1 character and second character, and third character you are looking for O and any other character. So if you execute, you will get all the records that have third position as O. So if you go through the data, you could see we have all the records that satisfy third position as O, CRO, GEO and LAO. That means third position it's O. Now let's see how we could specify any character that begin with A and at least 2 more characters. Say you are looking for a data that begin with A and there are at least 2 characters. So we will get many records. So if you execute, you could see some 10 records are there. So let's see some more complicated case. So let's see if you are looking for a data that begin with B, and you will get 16 records. And if you are looking for something begin with B and end with E, you should specify B and if you execute, you will get only those records that begin with B and end with E. Now we are looking for something that is begin with B and at least 2 characters should be there. So total we are expecting 3 characters, and if you execute, you will get some 16 records. We are looking for some data that begin with BE and at least 4 characters. So we specified _. So total we are looking for at least 4 characters and more. So we specified that one, and if we execute, we got 4 records. And if you are looking for some data that begin with A and end with A, you should specify A %A, and you will get all the records that satisfy. And if you are looking for some data that begin with A and end with B, you should specify A %B. And if you execute, you will get 0 records, because there is no records have the value that begin with A and end with B. So if you are looking for some data that begin with F and end with I, you could specify A something like this, F %I, and you will get Fiji. And if you are specifying C %A, you will get all the data that begin with C and end with A, which include Cuba, Canada, China, Colombia, and many other countries. So these are the few ways of retrieving the data by using like operator. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.